Hi, Grega.
Hey, how are
Good luck
you?
today, Blake. I'm doing pretty good.
Nice to hear. Um, So you had one Elliott wave guy yesterday.
Yeah, Wickoff too. Do you know Wickoff, Grega? Is it similar?
No, not really.
Okay, so he does both, but yeah.
Okay, so you can see charts.
Yes, dollar. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we will start with the dollar since Blake
Okay.
covered it. I mean, euro dollar is definitely in a very strong uptrend. So dollar is doing the same. I have been, if you recall, a few weeks back, I was not few weeks, few months. I was looking for potential only free wave drop, but this now looks like a very extended move that has actually impulsive characteristics. I mean, you could still label this as an extended wave C down from 100 level, but it's a little bit tricky situation. So I would rather go with the bearish wave count, meaning expecting more downside after any bounce. So, I mean, I agree with Blake. After any pullback on euro dollar, I think that there can be opportunity on the upside, and looks like dollar index could do the same. However, looking at the 4-hour chart, we are just breaking out of this consolidation. So I'm not sure if this opportunity is now on the short side is anywhere near. I think that we are maybe in this fifth wave within this potential wave 5 or 3. So watch out for potential supports, but this may not be maybe there's still a room, I mean, towards 91.50 or 91 level. If I just do some FIP analysis here, so since this was a running triangle, I take the distance of the widest lag within this triangle, which was obviously this wave B. So then I take this distance and measured it from the breakout point, okay? And the breakout point was right here yesterday. So it looks like there is room for 91.50. Now, also, I will take this wave A to B, also the same lag, and we'll use 161.8% extension. And also you can see that I came out with a very similar region here. So it looks like that there is room for more downside here, but then I will just be very careful down here, because after all, we know that when we move out of a triangle, this is normally an indication that we are in a final leg of a higher degree impulse, because triangles can occur in a wave 4, meaning if you are in wave 5, you are in late stages of the impulse. So be aware of potential limited downside, but as I said, still, I mean, trend is clearly to the downside. I just think whenever the opportunities, whenever pullback occur, that will be opportunity on the short side. So since dollar is bearish in general, I mean, I was looking for several dollar pairs for potential opportunities, and the one thing that I really love is probably dollar Mexican peso. This one is very interesting from a few things. I mean, there's definitely a clear bearish reversal happening down from April highs. You have lower swing highs here, and now you have a consolidation. And what I really love about this consolidation is that you had in the first part of this recovery away from June lows, this was a free wave move. So if this was a free wave move, it means that maybe this was already a completed wave 4 up there, or it's part of a complex triangle. Okay, so in both cases, it means it's a temporary pause, and that sooner or later we are going to see 2144 taken out. Another thing that I really love is that there is still March gap is still open. Let me just try to show you this on the next chart. Okay, there is a March gap when stocks fell dramatically. So obviously that's when dollar was a safe haven, and a lot of FX pairs also have seen those gaps. Some of them already covered those gaps, but dollar Mexican peso is still far away from it. So trying to merge the wave structure and this open gap, it really makes me feel that we could see a breakdown. I'm not sure if this will be just in a straight line, but I think that this appears like a very nice, healthy consolidation, and that this breakout could really be an opportunity on the short side. Now, looking also at the substructure of this triangle, this is an ABCDE pattern. It looks like that we have waves A, B, C, D, and now we are waiting for a wave E rally. Now, sometimes wave E can be slow, meaning it may not retrace all the way back to the upper trend line. That would be obviously a textbook stuff, but markets are not always textbook. So watch out maybe for first resistance here at this wave A swing low at 22.30, and then you have another one at 22.60 level. So that would be a zone from where I would be expecting a reversal happening to the downside, and ideally into much lower prices for a wave 5. Also looking at dollar Mexican peso here at the candlesticks formation. What I love about this one on a weekly chart, actually, here was firstly a doji here, and this was what, 3 weeks back, 4 weeks back, when actually you would expect that price would rise much higher, right? Well, in the following week, you have again got a doji, this time the bearish one. In fact, this doji tells me that bull market is not strong, and that bears are actually much stronger, especially if we consider that the next week we also have this red candle. So the whole formation together really suggests that bulls are always finding resistance whenever they try to go a little bit higher, but bears are coming down much stronger. And I think that this candlesticks formation overall also goes perfectly with this triangle idea. If you have any questions, or Dale, if you will keep an eye on the
Yeah, I'm listening. Great presentation so far, and I'm looking at questions. You know, people are interested in the euro, but I mean the Dixie is pretty much.
Yeah, I mean I can take a
similar.
look at euro, no problem.
Okay.
So euro dollar is just breaking higher, and it looks like that we have, as you said yourself, same situation like we have on dollar index. We are moving out from this fourth wave, so it could be final leg into wave 5, okay, or F.A.C.E, or maybe we are in wave 5 of 3, meaning much more upside will come. And I really start loving this second wave count where we have impulsive trend here in progress. And the reason why I love this count is because the trend is up and the count is bullish. Okay, so always when you have these two going into the same direction, obviously, then you know where opportunities could occur in which direction. I mean, this count is also still very valid, suggesting that maybe we'll see a top, but I would not be looking for any short opportunities unless we see a very strong drop in a very short period of time back below 1.13. Okay, that would be a totally different story. But sometimes it's very good to keep an eye even on those very extreme alternate counts, just to be prepared if something unexpected happens. But I think that when it comes from trading to trading, I really think that this one is the one that you should look for.
Getting a question on 10-year notes.
Yeah, okay, I will cover the 10-year notes a little bit later. Firstly,
Okay.
I will then look at the dollar yen. So dollar yen is turning very aggressively to the downside for the last few days. And it looks like that this recent recovery was made by 3 waves, a corrective wave B that can be part now of this very complex corrective decline. So trend is still down despite not so clear or good wave structure, but there is still room for 103.70, where wave C would be equal to wave A. And the reason obviously why I'm looking at is to these prices to a new low is because here on the 4-hour you can very clearly nicely see very sharp wave A, wave B, and very nice sub-5 subways within this wave C before this breakdown happened. So it looks like this breakout actually here of this corrective channel now is confirming that bears are still here and that most likely we are going towards 104. Now US yields also, I see them in a triangle, and I think that even those US yields will come a little bit lower. And if that's going to be the case, then dollar yen, as you know, could be even in a much sharper drop than we think. So in the short term, I think that even here could be opportunities. Because, I mean, euro dollar is at a new highs. So I'm not sure if I want to look for opportunities at a new high. But here on dollar yen, I still see room to the downside. So I think that this next pullback could be very interesting if we get one back towards 106. I think that this could be maybe opportunity to the short side as long as we are trading below 107, because that's clearly identified invalidation level up there.
Okay, I have a question for you regarding the yen. You made a real nice pip on the long side of US dollar yen. I don't know where you got out, but you had a very nice lead. What was it as an Elliotician that changed your mind? Was it the break of the channel?
Yeah, of course. It was,
okay.
I mean, because I was looking firstly for at least 3 waves of recovery, because that's the minimum structure that is required in corrective formations.
Right.
Okay, so you cannot say that this was only wave B and you will label it completed like here, because it was an impulse, meaning it should be part of a higher degree structure. So back then I was looking for this wave C or maybe even wave 3. I was open-minded. I didn't say that we are in a wave 3 or wave C, but when market came back towards 106, then clearly we made much deeper pullback compared to the previous correction, right? So in such case, when you have this lag like this one, much bigger compared to the previous subwave, it tells you that trend is changing and that bears are much stronger than bulls. So definitely this broken corrective channel and this impulsive price drop in particular is suggesting or confirming why we should listen the price and look for even more weakness. I mean, if we also consider where we are here on a daily chart, that we are in a downtrend since March, why we would fight that if we have only 3 wave rise?
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Pleasure. Okay. Let me also take a look at ASI. Now, ASI is also turning to the upside, and looks like we have a very nice break out of a triangle here. Now, the first projection for this wave 5, or ideal projection, I would say, would be at 0.7320 up to the 7360 area. At the same time, what I noticed is that copper here broke above this trend line of this flag pattern. So it looks like this wave 4 is finished and that we are headed much higher for a wave 5, and this could be very positive for Aussie dollar as well. So I think that Aussie dollar is going to see more upside, but still, when copper is going to hit a new high here, maybe around 1305, just be aware of potential resistance, because it will be in a 5th wave, and at the same time even Aussie dollar will obviously be looking for potential limited upside here in a wave 5 as well. So for now those markets are still in bullish sequence here, but could be stepping into these some final stages of this recovery when we move with copper to new highs. Also, let's take a look on dollar CAT. Now, dollar CAT is coming to the downside very nicely, but looking at this weekly chart here, I would not be turning aggressively bearish, and there is reason because of those 3 wave drop that first occurred here back from 2016 highs to 2017 lows. So again, either that was could be labeled as a completed correction and you're going to see a new high, or it's part of a complex correction. I think it's part of a complex correction because we haven't seen a new high. We just came very close to the previous one. So maybe we are now here trapped in a very big consolidation in a triangle pattern. In a triangle, subwaves can move to the 61.8% of the same leg that moved into the same direction, meaning of this wave A, you take the 61.8% and put it on the top of a wave B, and that's your projection for a wave C. And
where's that come in, Greg? Around 128?
that comes in
C.
around 1.3070.
Where C might come in, the low for this move. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
128.
No, I mean a little bit higher here, around.
Okay.
I would say around 1.3. Okay, it's also psychological level, and at the same time you have this swing low here back from December 2019. So maybe we shake some positions down here, and then we see maybe a reversal higher. Also,
so let me ask you this: how do you square a bullish count in USD CAD and a bullish count in Aussie USD when they're both commodity currencies? Could it be because of energy?
Yeah, very good question. Let me just remind you that there is maybe just a very big consolidation going on the Aussie dollar. Maybe we'll see on Aussie dollar on a big picture only 3 waves of recovery, and you are now at the final stages of a wave A. Then you will get wave B, and then more upside for a wave C, and that would make a zigzag. At the same time, dollar CAD could actually stay sideways, and maybe it will form a triangle. So both markets can be forming a corrective price action, but they're still different markets, meaning that they may not form the same patterns.
Got it. Okay. You have to treat them all individually. We get in trouble trying to put the jigsaw, all the correlations together sometimes.
Yeah, of course, definitely. Yeah. I mean, we are definitely, since March, we are in a very important phase of potential reversals here when talking in US dollar in general, and some of the markets will show us the change in direction earlier than others, but still this is a long process, and I think that we have to wait a little bit longer before those markets all will come back together, and maybe some of them show the perfect same picture.
Do you want to wrap it with WTI?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So, dollar CAD, I mean, I will try to merge it for the midterm view. Okay, so what I'm seeing here on dollar CAD, it could move into potential supports here. At the same time, we see Aussie dollar moving in potential resistance, but still room to hit this resistance. So what is going on the crude oil? Well, at the same time, could also be moving into resistance. What I see here is waves 1, you have wave 2 pullback, you have a wave 3, wave 4, and now looks like that we can be forming an ending diagonal here for wave 5, okay? I mean, what is the most important here is that I do not see any strong progress to the upside despite printing a new high here. So to me, this tells me that the market is not that strong anymore, and that we could really be headed into important resistance for this wave 2 or wave B pullback. But I think that there will be opportunities on the upside, maybe a very nice one, after we see this setback. So it's just game of patience here. I mean, market moved some of them very, very nicely and made some big moves here. So I think that these corrections would definitely be very healthy. Looking at the shorter term picture for crude oil, that's an ending diagonal that I covered it, and looks like the new high could be coming in maybe around 44, and then we face resistance. So we'll see what happens up there. For now, at least intraday charts are still pointing to a new high, and then just be a little bit careful out there.
Okay. What a great presentation. What do you want to keep going? Let me just put it, is my guest here? Ed, are you here? Lord Palimas, are you here? If you do, write in the chat. Okay, go ahead, Grega.
Yeah. Okay. I can also take a look at gold.
Okay.
I'm sure that everyone are interested to see if this are wondering if gold is just made a temporary pullback, or it's going higher, or stopping, whatever. I think that we still can be trapped in this consolidation here around $2,000. It's a very important psychological level. Everyone are trying to, again, step into this market to catch the uptrend, but this may not be so easy as it seems. And corrections will always try to confuse a lot of traders on both sides, actually, so that there will be a much more massive breakout. And what I'm referring to here is that this wave 4 that I'm tracking could it be maybe as a flat correction, irregular correction, maybe even some kind of a other type of a correction. But I really doubt that this drop, sharp drop, was already all corrective movement and we are going much, much higher. I think that something more complex will occur here. Even if we retest the highs, I would still be very, very careful and just be aware that this third leg of a pullback could still show up here. So I think that there will be opportunities on both gold and silver, but I think that much better supports is a little bit lower. I'm not sure that I would be looking for any, at least for the short-term setups, I would not be looking to buy at these prices. If we go higher, okay, let it go. But if it comes lower, I think that there can be much better opportunity.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Great presentation. Everyone thank Grega for sharing his work today. Okay, and you know, you can have access to this great mind, great technician, becoming a member. Okay, so I encourage you to subscribe along with the other experts. Like Andre has a pretty big fan club going, and we all know what Blake and the rest of the team could do. So everyone, thank you very much for hanging out with us today. It was great having the Wizard of Waves with us. He always gives me clarity, so I'm sure he helps you out too. You want to say thank you? Become part of our community. And that's a wrap. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And let's see how my turnaround Tuesday pick works out in the SPOOs. And I'll see everyone tomorrow. You're very welcome, DJ. See you, Bibik, Jagdish, Brock. Good luck today. We'll see everyone tomorrow. I have Rakesh with us. She'll be bringing her boomy with her, so we'll see what she has to say. Good luck today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios. See you, Alexandra.